Hello everybody. It is very windy, so here is going to be a chance for my phone to show me just how well it blocks out the wind from me talking. So I tried recording these videos yesterday and either kept like running into big groups of people, because unfortunately where I walk is really busy, especially on the weekends. And I mean, there's like a big walking path here, so in a park, so it's very, very busy. But where I go off of here, usually there's a cemetery that I'm actually going to right now that has some graves that are like touristy. So especially on the weekends in October, there's going to be a lot of people. So I kept having to start over because like I don't ever know how people feel about being on camera. I did some thinking about it, and today I'm just like, I don't care. You know, have you guys ever wondered that though? Like when I've pondered this, because I worked my first job out of high school. I worked at the zoo. I did maintenance, like I cleaned bathrooms, so it was nothing exciting or fun, I promise. And it was like a summer thing. You know, everybody, you know, when they go to the zoo, and this is back in 2006, 2005, 2006. One of them. I'm trying to think. If it was before, yeah, okay, it had to have been 2006 then. And you know, people would come with their cameras, and like, you know, cell phone cameras weren't really a thing then. I don't think I mean, no, I think they did have cell phones that had cameras, but they were like the flip ones, so it wasn't like we have now. But people would have their cameras. You have like the Kodak disposables and the Polaroids and the, you know, I think there may have been digital cameras back then. I think there were like primitive ones, like they had just come out. So there were people taking pictures, and you know, I was always in the background of a lot of these. So it makes you wonder. Now I know that's kind of like obsolete now, but when this thought first dawned on me, it wasn't obsolete. It was, you know, very real. You know, because those of us who were born prior to everything being, you know, the digital transformation of our family albums, you know, we have the photo albums. Like my parents have stack upon stack of photo albums of me and my sister growing up, and you know, I always wondered how many people's photo albums am I in? Because you know, I look at my own, and you see all the people in the background who have no idea that they're in somebody's album. I don't know, it fascinates me. It's weird. I always wonder how many, but my point is, it always makes me wonder how many people's pictures and videos I'm in. After concerts, well, when I was younger, I used to wear like really bright colors. Like one of them, I wore like bright green neon shorts, just to see how many people's videos I ended up in on Instagram after. And I made a whole collage of all the ones I spotted myself in. Yeah, things like that. But I've always wondered that. It's really interesting. It's like you never know where your picture or video is. Like, you know, you could be in the background of somebody's YouTube video and you never know it and you'll never see it. But as technology is getting better and they can recognize people's faces, the algorithm, I'm willing to bet, will start putting those videos, even if it's nothing you're interested in, because it has your face. Watch, that's coming. And like I said, guys, unfortunately, my lungs are still not great after being sick, so I do get out of breath pretty easily, which sucks because I'm such an active person that it makes no sense, you know. I'm not in bad shape. I walk every day, so sometimes multiple times, and I do at least 5 miles. Like that's usually like 4.7 is like my norm, but lately I've been trying to go over that, and that's just in one sitting. That doesn't include if I want to go on the treadmill or if I take my dogs for a walk, whatever. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna just add this on to what I did yesterday. Oh yeah, it's busy. Okay, well, that's fine. That's fine. We'll figure it out. Because I wanted to show you guys like the fall foliage, because it's absolutely gorgeous here. And you know, when I would do these walk and talks with you guys over the summer, I don't think it did it justice because it barely rained this summer. So all of the oh wait, that's really busy. All of the grass here, it was all dead. I mean, if any of you watch my previous ones, you can see it for yourselves. I might put the camera like down if I start approaching people like head on. So if that's what I'm doing for that. But yeah, it was like completely dead. But now it's been raining a bunch, so I guess obviously everything's green again, which is when it's mostly pretty. Like the cemetery gets absolutely gorgeous at all seasons, and they import trees, so they have little plaques on them, so it shows you like what they are. So I'll show you an example, but there's a lot of like exotic ones here too. So basically they have trees that are, it's beautiful in all seasons. So you have the ones in the spring that bloom gorgeous. You have the ones in the fall that turn into amazing colors. In the wintertime, this place just looks magical. And in the summertime, usually it's quite green and lush, except not this summer. This summer, it wasn't very pretty here. This summer, all of this was yellow and dead. So thankfully, it seems to have bounced back. But yeah, this cemetery is gorgeous. It's well maintained. I mean, it costs a lot to be buried here. They have a new section, like over, all this is new. But it's one of the oldest ones. It dates back to the early 1800s. Some of the 1700s, there's some late, I don't know if I've seen late 1700s. I feel like I've seen late 1700s. I think I have. But I'm in New England, so we have a lot of old stuff here. And that's more towards the back. And then there's a cemetery directly next to it that's not very well kept, and it's nice too, and I really don't know why I don't go to that one more. I really don't. It's actually closer to me, to where I live, so it's beautiful. But for whatever reason, I like to come here, because usually there's nobody here, so I can just kind of walk and enjoy the quiet and not really worry about much. See, these are like the little plaques that they have on the trees. But yeah, so I'll probably just add this to the one from yesterday. And yep, I got my fidget toy again today. Bring it everywhere. So, because I have, believe it or not, that's gorgeous though. Look at that. Look at that over there too. And oh yeah, everything's turning. It's great. I do a lot of my photography here, so please don't hit me, car. Or do. I mean, either way, I'm kind of indifferent right now. I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I have social anxiety pretty bad, so for me, for whatever reason, the fidget toys are like, at least this kind, I don't know, it's not all of them. It has to be something I can bring around with me, but it helps me not just only focus on what I'm doing. Like sometimes I'm listening to stuff and it helps me focus on the book I'm listening to, or it helps me, I don't know, it just helps me. I don't really know how. But I don't think it's uncommon. I'm sure maybe somebody thinks it's weird, but I don't care. I'm a very weird person. I own it. I'm proud of it. It's in all the best ways. But yeah, so yesterday I started to go into a couple topics, and then I cut off because I don't know. It was just really busy, and I don't remember why I did. I don't remember. Maybe my battery was low. I feel like it was that because my battery, and I didn't want it to die before I was even on my way home. But yeah, so I think I was talking about the fact that, yeah, the different choices that you make as a creator here on YouTube, and there's definitely a learning curve. And I know that a lot of you guys have your own channels. So I know a lot of you know exactly what I'm talking about. And for subscribers who don't have their own channels, it might not seem that apparent. Like around this time last year, I started my channel a little bit after New Year's. And I wasn't even going, or no, I'm sorry. I went live for the first time a little bit after New Year's. I started my channel. I posted my very first video on New Year's Eve. And it was because I was encouraged by my friend who I had been sending these clips that I had been making, these funny things I've been making about Natasha. And I was like, you know what, why not post it? I didn't think it was any good, but I've gotten much better. And when you're a clip channel, it's really not as much of a thing. If you're a clip channel, people don't usually, what you'll get called out for with that, what you'll get called out for with that is not clipping, only clipping people you don't like and not clipping and calling out your friends and all of that. So you'll get a lot of that. Which, you know, I understand, but that's like, you know, that's a choice. If you don't want to call out, I was saying yesterday, I love this. I like the orange. I don't like it with that plan, so it looked much better with the red. But you know, I understand. But that's what you're gonna get with that. You're not really gonna get the weird siding and oh, this one's gorgeous. Check that out. The weird like siding and alliance stuff that you get otherwise with like. But when you start to go live, you quickly learn that, you know, no matter what you say, somebody in the universe is going to take it the wrong way, or take it in a way that you didn't intend, or you know, have an issue. Somebody somewhere. Yeah, because if you're talking about somebody, you know, the people that like that person are going to have an issue. If you're, you know, it goes on and on. And you quickly learn that, unfortunately, sometimes you just have to not care. I put way too much thought when I first started into what I can and can't say, because I didn't want to, I don't know what I wanted. Maybe I just didn't want to like cause issues, I don't know, but because I wasn't sure what kind of channel I wanted to be. But once I decided I wanted to be a drama channel, then, you know, you just kind of have to speak your mind. There's no sense in being sugar-coated, or no sense in not speaking your mind and how you feel, because it's just, you know, that's how it goes on here. You got to be real. And unfortunately, I think that it's the people that are the realest, the people that, if you really take a step back and look at their behavior and what they've done, their actions on here, it's the people that are the realest that get called fake the most. For the most part. There are some people who get called fake who absolutely deserve to be called fake. I mean, mark my words. Mark my words. But, you know, I feel like it's because it's like self-projection. It's like these people see what they so desperately wish that they could do. Or, you know, so many people don't stand for anything at all. And I've been so disappointed on here. And it's like every time, you know, and then you kind of learn. You kind of learn not to get too close. Because, or my best advice, and I've said this for months now, my best advice to people on here is to, you know, make connections, make quote unquote friends if you want to, but always go into those knowing that that person is more likely than not going to disappoint you or throw you under the bus for their own personal gain or whatever. So it's just going to happen. I'd say 9.5 times out of 10. There's no way around it. I have yet to really see anyone really demonstrate otherwise, and that's just how it is on here. And you got to understand why. And, you know, you can, I'm just basically letting you guys know, like, my thought process. It's been on my mind lately. Why not, you know? So, you know, you can take that kind of stuff personally, or you can just realize that it's other people doing what they have to build their channel, to have success for themselves, which really is what everybody's on here for. So do you really blame them? And I can take that stance too. Now, like, that's how I feel about true crime cases on here. Now, I don't agree with that. I hate it. I've been very outspoken about it, but I understand why it happens. I'm not saying that I don't understand why. I just wish people could acknowledge it and be like, hey, yeah, you know, I'm trying to make some money. My family's struggling and I need this extra money for the holidays. That's fine. Just admit it, though. You know, instead of pointing the finger and saying everybody else is jealous, when that's really not the case at all, you know, just own it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'd have respect for that, honestly. That's like a whole other can of worms. But that's why I just have decided, you know, I've been screwed over by many people on here. Some of it I've spoken about publicly, some of it I've kept to myself. Since the get-go, I mean, really since Dorothy, though, is basically my first, when somebody threw me under the bus for no fault of my own. I didn't do anything wrong in that situation. I can say that confidently, with a straight face and look you dead in the eye and tell you, I stand by that till the day I die. Because I am not above owning my part in situations. I'm not above doing that, and I will own the things that I've done, but that is not one of them. There's a few people who say that I've done things I've never done, and it's pointless to even fight with them about it. I don't know if they actually believe it or if it's a ploy to start some drama. I mean, I don't really know, but it is what it is. And I don't actually check that email anymore, so probably should update. Well, no, because if I update it, then they'll just send it to that one. And, you can be the strongest person on earth. I don't care what anybody says. You can be the strongest person and, have a really strong sense of self and all of that. But when you get these emails day after day after day, sometimes handfuls of them, it does start to get to you. It does start to get to you. And these people are sneaky and they're good. So they know that, because half the time I won't open it, but I don't have to open it to see the hate. Because they'll either make it the email address itself, or they'll put what they want to say, like that jab that they really want you to know, they'll put it as the subject. So, you can't help but see it. And it's like, first of all, half the time I'm like, where are these people even getting this from? And it's like, and then I'm like, who have I upset that much? Who would have that much hate towards me? And for what? And it does get to you after a while. Because there are some things that, you don't want people thinking that about you or saying that. Some of it's just gross. But that's YouTube for you. But you kind of come to a point where you just have to be yourself. I know that there are some people that might disagree, and that's okay if they disagree. I'll do a live sometime soon, and if people would like clarification as to why I do what I do, I might set something up where you can ask me, because I guarantee you that every choice that I make on here has a good reason. And some of it just isn't stuff that I want to talk about or feel needs to be talked about on here. And yeah, so you just kind of, it takes thick skin. It does. And it definitely, not everybody's cut out for it. But even the people who are cut out for it, when it's relentless and it's to the degree that some of the people here in this community get it, it's, it sucks. And some people do bring it on themselves. Let me be very clear about that. You have your Natashas who have, wronged so many people that what they're getting right now is the aftermath of their unsound business practices, which I've mentioned several times. The one where she gets results quickly, but ends up with a high turnover rate with really angry people. What she's seeing is that backlash that may not have been as apparent at first. So, but even with her, there have been some things that have happened to her that I'm just like, that's messed up. That shouldn't have happened. That I'm sure did affect her. But I also want to say, though, is that, you'll see, and I'll just use Natasha as an example, because I think she's one that most of the people that frequent my channel don't care for. So I feel comfortable using it, but she's not the only one. They'll come on and she'll cry and, sad fish and, make everybody, oh, I can't, what have I ever done to make him? Like the time that she said that somebody called her grandmother a hunchback, and she's like yelling and screaming about it and having a tantrum. Like, do you really think that bothered her? Or the time that she said somebody made fun of her Michelob Ultra. Do you really think that really hurt her feelings? No. So half the time there would be people that'll come on here and they do a great job of making you feel bad for them, for things that that don't really bother them at all. I can say that, you know, because of course that didn't bother her. That's so stupid. You know, you if that kind of stuff bothers you, then sweetheart, you shouldn't be here on YouTube, because you're not going to be able to take the heat. Because mark my words, I've been called worse. And what have I done to anybody? Really? Like, what have I really done to anybody? I've never gone real life. People have gone real life on me. But that's okay, apparently. Apparently that's okay. You know, I can't, like, you know, I just wish people would save the outrage for the things that actually warrant outrage. Because things do happen out here to people every day that warrant outrage. True outrage. And you absolutely should speak out against it. Because, you know, there are boundaries that should not be crossed. But, you know, something like what I just mentioned with Natasha about, I don't understand why there's outrage about calling your grandmother a hunchback. I just don't get it. When there was no outrage that somebody went real life on me. But there's outrage about calling your grandmother. Okay. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense, right? Makes no sense at all. And I know what she'll say. She'll be like, well, that's because I have a community that cares about me, and you're just a pissing at nobody. And that might be true. That might be true. But it's not for the reasons that she likes to, you know, preach, her and others like to preach about. It's not because I don't. It's because I just I haven't put the time in. It's all about that. It has nothing to do with, like, you know, me being beneath you. Nobody here is above me. Nobody. I mean, there's certainly some people that I think are beneath me. And I don't care how cocky that sounds. I'm sure you guys can think of the ones that I'm talking about here, the ones that go the lowest of the low, behave like children, and do things that are actually truly hurtful. I'm above them, yeah. I'm a better person. Sure am. I was raised better. But, you know, I would never really say that to just your average person out here. I'm no better than anybody else. It's like nobody's better than me. But there are a lot of people that don't like to. I don't know who they're trying to convince. Like the audience or themselves, or I'm not really sure. Like I said, it's the people that say other people are jealous the most that are probably the most jealous and insecure out of the whole lot. You know? And it is what it is. But, you know, I support who I support, and lately I'm just kind of doing my own thing. You know, you're not going to hear me talk crap about my friends. That's not going to happen. You know, I focus on what I want to focus on, and I don't need to get involved in absolutely everything that happens here. That's exhausting. Who has time for that? I don't. But I'll cover the things that I think are important. I definitely will do that. And I'll definitely pick and choose things here and there as they come along that might be important for me to cover or to discuss. But like I said, for the most part, my goals for the near future is I want to go through my entire Hive archive of Natasha stuff, quite frankly. And I have a whole can of that for Dorothy if she decides to come back and run her mouth again. But I play fair. You know, she's not on much. She's not talking about me. I'm not going to talk about her. So I'm not going to drag her anyway. But yeah, so I have so much, and I want to get it off my phone because I'm not a clip channel anymore. I have no desire to be a clip channel. You know, I don't have the time. I don't have the desire, the energy, the anything to do that. It is a ton of work to keep up with everything that goes on here. And I just, I used to have some ample time where I could like hover over my screen and be everywhere and get these clips. But, half the time, I go in to get something to clip and it's the same thing being said over and over and over again. And I'm so bored. And I know some people are just bored of Natasha in general, but like, I want to go over like some points that I have to make. I'm doing commentary on it. I'm not coming over here and just like, talking crap and all of that. That's not what I'm about. And I think you guys know that. And I think my style is different enough that people still enjoy it. And I do have a lot of like blasts from the past, so to speak, that I wanna do. And I'm gonna do that until I get tired of it. But I have a feeling that things are about to get very interesting here on YouTube. Mark my words. And I have a feeling that I'll be quite busy soon. And I'll have quite a bit to discuss. So we all have that to look forward to. And, like I said, I'm going to try to put more effort into my channel. This week I've just been super depressed this week, guys. YouTube used to be a place where I would go and it would bring a smile to my face and I would enjoy my time, and it was connected. I do appreciate each and every one of you, those of you who have supported me since day one, some of my new supporters, anybody on here that, if you like my videos, you watch my videos, you come to my chats, you comment, whatever, participate and interact with me in any way. You guys are like the MVPs. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are the real deal. But there's just been so much negativity and so much stuff that I've just, I just find myself shaking my head being like, that's so unfair. And I just, I don't want to be putting myself in situations that are just going to make me angry. And I've been quite angry. And I know better that I'll just log off if that's the case. I'm not going to, I know that there are people who like me. I know that there are people who love my content, love my channel. And I know that I could do great things if I was consistent with it. And I do still stand by that. And this week I'm going to get back to doing the 2 to 3 a week. I'm going to try to do 3. And if things pick up and things go well and we're not, then maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it even more often. Because I do enjoy spending time with you guys. I've come to like a lot of you very, very much. I consider some of you guys friends, and I've been pretty clear about how I view friendship, and I think how I view friendship is probably not the right way to view friendship on YouTube. I think the way I do it just leads to a lot of hurt feelings and a lot of, just not feeling good about things, because I'm a good friend. I don't think anybody can deny that. Anybody who I am friends with on here will tell you the same thing. I am a good friend. I'm there for people when they need me, whenever, however. I'm fair. I'm level-headed. I care about people. I ask how you're doing. And I don't think anybody here can. And even when there have been people on here that have done things to me that they, felt really bad about, who have, quote unquote, betrayed me. But, and even then, I treated them with respect. Because once you're my friend, you're my friend. And this person has apologized to me, so, we're all good. We're all good. I'm not gonna bring her up because, I don't know if it would bother her if I did or not, but, I'm friends with my mods, so my mods know me well enough that they know what I stand for, and, we have a great working relationship, and I love that about what I have going on here, and I do think it's something special. So anyone who says anything otherwise about me is just full of shit. I've been nothing but a good friend to people. Nothing but a good friend. I'm fiercely loyal to the people I think deserve it, and sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I do it for the wrong people. Sometimes I do it for people who won't reciprocate, and quite frankly, it is kind of pathetic. I'm talking about in real life, guys, but that's just who I am. I go hard for my people. And I consider a lot of my subscribers, like all of you guys are my people, but there are a lot of you that I would defend tooth and nail. You know, I don't like negativity, and I don't like the BS, and I don't like anything sinister coming to, you know, my channel with my subscribers. You can bet, you can count on that. That's not going to be happening. I think all of you know that, though. And I don't really know what's going to happen once well, we'll see, guys. You know, it's a journey. It's an adventure. And I think at this point, the people I have here are the ones who matter. And I've got a lot in the works. I've had a lot in the works. I just don't have the time. And like I said, I'm going to put more time into it. That's a pinky promise. And we're going to do some good things. So wait till you see what I have planned for Halloween, though. Guys, just pray that what I ordered fits me and my dog. Because I just used like the last of a gift card that I had to get these, and I don't want to have wasted my gift card. I think I sized up, so I'm sure it'll fit me. I hope. But wait till you see, guys. I think I've outdone myself this year. So I will be on camera for my Halloween bash that I'll be doing, because this is my favorite month, my favorite time of year. Halloween is not just a holiday, it is a lifestyle, and it is when I buy my home decor. Just being real. But yeah, so I don't know. I have a good clip, culmination of clips to play for you guys for my next live, which will be tomorrow. I'm also going to address some stuff in more detail when I'm like sitting down and can focus and feel more comfortable about talking about where I'm not going to lose my train of thought if I see somebody and I start thinking like, how am I going to walk around? You know what I mean? Tonight I got to do homework, but tomorrow is fair game. So I will be seeing you guys tomorrow, and we're going to have some fun. Like I said, I've got a great video planned, possibly 2, if I have some extra time tonight and I can throw another one together. And we're going to talk about a few things. We're also going to talk about some things in the community where we gotta do this like a Band-Aid. We just got to pull it off. Just got to do it. You know, we just have to. It's what we got to do and move on. And by we, I mean the community, but mostly I mean myself. And whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens, happens. Because you can only be yourself. And that's really all I've ever tried to be. The only difference, though, and like I've said 1,000 times, is that when I first came on here, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And like I was raised with, you know, keeping up appearances. Like my default when I meet somebody new or when I'm speaking to strangers, I'm going to speak with my professional tone, my professional air about me. That's how I was raised. That's what I was raised to do. And it's my default. It's what I automatically do until I get to know people or else I have a certain vibe. You know what I mean? So of course when I first came on here, I came on like that with how I was raised to be, which is me. Like, I don't want people to get that twisted either. That's part of me. It's a one side of the coin that makes up Emma. But on the flip side, you know, I can talk crap with the best of them. I can, you know, I can be funny. I can be mean. I can be a lot of things. But that doesn't mean I can't also be polite and respectful. It's not either or, you know. Neither one of them makes you fake. It just means you're a complete and complex human being, as everybody should be. So, I don't know. Maybe it's because I've had jobs where, oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that, right? I've had jobs where I've had to be professional. And, you know, you can't be your goofy, sweary self, you know. that doesn't mean that, I'm trying to be fake. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. It just means that because I thought about doing true crime, but I chose not to because I don't want to do that. I'd rather just come on and talk and be able to have those conversations with you. And unfortunately, and I do have some true crime stuff. Like I said, I put in some Freedom of Information Act requests, 4 of them, that I did get responses for on a couple cases. That I had put these requests in like months ago, though, like when I still wanted to do some true crime on my channel. And I got the response, I don't know, maybe a month or 2 ago. So I have that I could do. So I have information. Some of that I haven't seen anywhere, which is neat. And some cases that I thought were interesting. So, I mean, and I do have my true crime detective channel. So I might play around with that and do something with that, because might as well, right? But on this channel here, we're going to do drama. I'm going to speak the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. If anybody wants to know how I feel, all you got to do is ask. All you got to do is ask. I hate when people assume that they know what I think or how I feel. I hate that, because you don't put words in my mouth. Nobody does that. And I mean, I can also read a room, so, don't think I haven't, like, picked up what some people are putting down, message received, loud and clear. And that's fine. That's fine. Just don't expect me to... Then don't expect me to behave any differently than how I'm going to proceed doing things, which is doing me, building my channel, going hard for the people who deserve it, giving you guys good content that I put my heart and soul into, and actually put time into constructing and structuring for you guys. Putting those videos together takes quite a bit of time, even if I don't edit them well. They still take me a good hour to do, with the different programs I have to put them through. And when I was editing them, you're looking at several hours of work just for, and then for like a 10-minute clip video of like stuff. So it's a pain in the butt, but you guys are worth it. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And we're going to be doing some awesome fun stuff this month. I promise you that. And my next live will be tomorrow night. And like I said, the topic is we're going to revisit some of the grift, I want to delve deeper into where things went wrong here, how we got to where we're, as this year comes to an end. I want to take a look at how did we get here? How did we get here? And what can we do going forward as a community? Like, is there hope? Or is this just how things are going to be now? What can we do? Or can we do anything at all? Everybody says subs have the power, but, sometimes it's not realistic. Like, a lot of times things look good on paper, and in a book it makes sense, and we can make an action plan, and we can say we're going to do X, Y, and Z, but it never ends up, like that. So what can we do to protect ourselves? Because stuff has gotten out of control. Just out of control. It's not appropriate, the levels of things that I've been seeing and that have happened to me. It's not okay. I shouldn't be afraid to come onto YouTube for fear of somebody invading my personal real life because they hallucinated that I said something about them. Because I absolutely didn't. I shouldn't come on here afraid to do that. And it's really kind of, they got what they wanted. It definitely threw a kink in my well-oiled machine. I'm sorry, I love metaphors and analogies that I was doing with YouTube. Like, I was doing really well. I was on a roll. I had been really successful, and I was really passionate about it. And then that happened, and I, quite honestly, I didn't know how to take it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should say anything. I didn't know. I told some people privately, and then I did say things publicly, and maybe, I don't know, it's messed up. People shouldn't be doing it. That's what the outrage should be about. We should be saving the outrage for what truly matters. And it's stuff like that. But yet Natasha gets outraged because somebody called her grandmother a hunchback. But nobody is outraged that somebody called my family and spoke to my father for 30 minutes, telling him that I am doing some horrible stuff that made him think that I was not okay in a relationship that I worked very hard to repair, that made him think that something was very wrong with me. You know, and you're putting that undue worry onto an elderly, like my elderly parents, who then worry because of what I've been through in my past, who then worry that I'm not safe and that I'm not, that I'm back doing things that it puts a lot of stress on them. You have absolutely no idea how much stress that puts on them. Because they love me. Oh, there's the turkeys again. Can you say hi to the turkeys? I don't know what turkeys these look like. Actually, this looks like a group of males and females. Let's see if they'll posture at us. So that one is. Hello, turkeys. Squawk, squawk, squawk. Would you like to say hi to you too? Yeah, you want to say hi to you too? Oh, they're all saying hello to you guys. See? Hi, turkeys. Say hello. Oh yeah, that one's shaking it for you. There you go. Okay. I'm done being a weirdo. But you know, when you're a parent, and you know, it doesn't matter how distant of my past that these things were, but like, you know, I struggle with a lot of stuff from childhood on, like, and there's a lot of, you know, PTSD is very real, and you know, sometimes stuff like that triggers them into thinking, into old mindsets, thinking that I'm back in a bad place, and that's what you did. That's what you did. When that couldn't be further from the truth. I'm not doing, you know, I'm not doing anything that I shouldn't be doing. Nothing. I am, you know, doing very well in my life. I've been very productive, very positive, and there's really no reason that, you know, my parents should be told anything different. Because we do live near each other, like, but I don't see them very often. Probably should see them more, because we only live a couple blocks away, but you know, them not seeing, you just really made them worry, and it very much upset them, and especially because it was lies. Like, it was lies, and I told him that. I was like, Dad, like, none of that is true. I'm like, does that sound like something I would do? And he's like, no, and that's why it made me very worried about you, because he doesn't, you know, he's not of like the technical generation, you know, it doesn't make sense to him why somebody would call him because of YouTube. Like, that doesn't make sense to him. So for him to receive a call like that, he automatically just assumes that that's pretty too. He automatically assumes that something must be very, very wrong. So it's messed up. It's messed up. It makes me so angry, and a lot of that has been why I've been silent for a while. But that's cool. Let's give outrage to things that don't need outrage. But what happens to me is fine, right? That's the gist I get. I mean, I guess that's because I don't matter, right, Natasha? That's cool, though. That's cool. You know, so whatever. At least, you know, the difference is that I don't bring stuff on myself. Nobody should go in real life, period. But I didn't do anything to even warrant my life being invaded like that, and it doesn't feel good, guys. It does not feel good to have that happen. And for what? For what? I don't live with them. What do you think my dad's gonna do? Take away my internet? Forbid me from going onto YouTube? How is he gonna do that? How is he gonna do that? I'll be 34 next month. How is he gonna do that? It's so silly. And I would never cross those boundaries with other people. So the fact that, you know, and unfortunately Natasha has gone real life on people, many people. So, you know, I can't say I'm surprised it's happened to her. Would I do it? No. But do I understand why it happened? Sure do. But can you say the same about me? Although I guess, no, because it's stupid. And you know, we all know who did it. We all know. I've said it before. They've never denied it either, so I find that interesting. And plus there was basically an admission on a panel a couple weeks ago that I'm thinking about playing for you all, just so you guys can hear it with your own ears. This person basically admitting to either knowing about this or orchestrating it, which is where I thought this was coming from in the first place, but she proved it. Like, she literally said it out of her own mouth. Yep, sure did. So, shame on them. Like, you don't even know me. Yeah. It's just so stupid, guys. But I'm gonna get off of here because I'm gonna pop in and see what's going on the tubes, and hopefully there's somebody interesting live. Guys, entertain me. Other creators, please entertain me. Be entertaining. Can we do something fun? Like, I've been very bored. Yeah. So give me something good to listen to, and I will see you guys tomorrow.